Okay, so welcome back to Relaxed Manifesting, whether you are here with me live or whether you are catching this on the replay, then well done for making it back. Excuse me, for session 2. That is absolutely incredible. Now, today we are going to be looking at how you can break the habit of how. But before we do that, I wanted to just go a little bit deeper into alignment because I think that this will really help you to understand how to break the habit of how. But also, somebody made a comment yesterday around a lot of the concepts of manifesting feeling a little bit confusing, not really knowing exactly what they meant, how to translate them into practical action, all of those kinds of things. And I think alignment is one of those terms that really gets banded about when it comes to manifestation, and actually knowing what it means and how to actually do it, I think can be one of the biggest confusions and blocks for people. So we are just going to dive into alignment before we get into how to smash through the habit of how. So I'm just going to, oh, there it is. Just going to open the chat. So if you want to comment or ask questions as we go through, then I will keep checking in on that. And just to say, if you're watching this and you haven't watched the first one yet, then do. You'll find it, if you're watching this on the replay link, you'll find it just above the video for this one. And just a reminder that you have until the 31st of January to watch them for free. Okay, so let's start with the absolute basics of manifestation, which is the law of attraction. And this very simply states that like is attracted unto itself. Now, to fully understand this, we need to understand that everything is energy and everything has energy. If you were to take the energy out of anything, whether that's you, the device that you're watching this on, the chair that you're sat on, even the building around you, if you were to take the energy out of even solid, what we consider solid matter, it would condense down to be like teeny, teeny, tiny. We would be something like this big if you took the energy out of us. So everything in our known world is energy and has energy. And like I said, that includes you, and that includes what you are calling into your life, whether that's an intentional manifestation or whether that's an unintentional, unconscious manifestation. This process is working all the time. You don't just manifest things when you start thinking about it, when you start doing it consciously. You are literally, this process is working around you all the time, whether you're aware of it, whether you are trying to consciously call something in, or whether it's just happening as a result of your unconscious set point. The law of attraction is working in your life all the time. So it's really, when you understand this, it becomes really important to then become aware of what you can do to make sure that what you are attracting into your life is actually what you want to have. It is actually a reflection of the life that you want to be living. So let's continue our deep dive into what it actually means for you to be energy and to for you to be an energetic being, and for the energy in which you are radiating, if you like, the energy which is your energetic set point. That is what oh, for goodness sake, the word's gone straight out of my head. Dictates, that one will do, what it is that you attract back into your life. So you are energy. Now, everything that is energy has a frequency. And this works best when you think about sound waves, and you'll have probably seen pictures of sound waves, that sometimes they can be really long. If it's a low frequency, they kind of do this, don't they? If it's a low frequency, it's a very slow sound wave. If it's a very high frequency sound, then it has a very fast wave like this that goes up and down like this. Well, that is exactly the same with the energy that is going on in your body. Hi, Linda, do not worry. It is lovely that you are here. So the higher frequency energies are things like joy, appreciation, pleasure, empowerment. Those are higher frequency emotions. They have a higher vibrational set point. And this is where, when you hear people talking about a vibrational set point or raising your vibe, this is what they mean. This is all about taking the energy of your body from that low, slow frequency up to a higher, faster vibrational set point, a higher vibration. So the lower frequencies are things like sadness, frustration, anger, guilt. And there is an emotional guidance scale. If you go and Google it, it's something that I share inside the Manifesting Masterclass. But if you go and Google it, you will see the emotional guidance scale. And it helps you to explain helps you to understand, where each emotion falls energetically. And you will have felt this as well. If you're feeling really sad, your body literally feels really slow. It feels really hard to get yourself going, to actually be able to move. You feel low energy. Whereas if you're feeling really happy, if you're feeling really joyful, then you feel really bouncy, don't you? And like you could go and do anything, and you actually can feel that energy in your body. So when it comes to what you are attracting into your life, if you are predominantly in those lower frequency emotions, then that is your vibrational set point, and you are therefore aligned with lower vibrational experiences. Because remember that the law of attraction states that like is attracted unto itself. So if you're in these lower vibration emotions most of the time, then that is what you are going to attract. If you're the higher up the emotional scale you are, the higher the vibration of the emotions that you predominantly feel, the higher the vibration of the experiences that you want to attract. Now, most people come to this process because they want to attract high vibration experiences. They want to attract an elevated income level, or a next level relationship, or something that is what you would consider an up level from where you are right now. Now, we're not aiming for 100% of the time in these higher vibration emotions. You are a human being. You have a huge range of emotions, and we are going to experience multiple emotions in one day, sometimes even in 1 hour, right? We're not expecting to all of a sudden only live in those high vibration emotions. That would be really impossible to maintain, and it's not how we are wired at all. And this is again where manifestation kind of gets a bit of a bad reputation, because people think you have to be happy all the time, and that you can't have any negative thoughts or bad feelings, or you're going to start attracting bad things into your life. But what we want to do is make sure that the vast majority of the time, so 51% or more of your time, is spent in those higher vibration emotions. So, with that in mind, it's then really important to understand how your mindset and your thoughts and your beliefs play into the emotions that you are having. So, I spoke yesterday about your mindset, and about how we all have this ego part of us that is concerned with keeping us safe, and that is run through beliefs. We create beliefs all throughout our lives, but the vast majority of them are created before before the age of 7. And they're very simple ways for our mind to take in the billions of bits of information that it's bombarded with on a daily basis, process them really quickly, make sense of them, and tell us how we should feel about what we've just experienced, and then how we should respond to that stimuli, whatever it is. So the belief systems that we create is this kind of like brain shortcut to be able to deal with all the information that is around us. But as you can imagine, these programs that are running in the background aren't always supportive, particularly when you consider that they are being made with the mind of a child. And then, if left unchecked, can run for your entire adult life if you don't do the work to find out what your beliefs are. Now, remember, these aren't just processing information. It's also filtering what you see as well. And this is really going to help in a moment when we come to breaking the habit of how. But your beliefs are literally filtering the information that you see, then processing it really quickly and telling you how you should, what your emotional response should be to that as well. So, these beliefs are really important when it comes to understanding your current vibrational set point and why you might have found it difficult in the past, like I said, to create change. We talked about that yesterday, but why actually we don't just experience these high vibration emotions all the time, and why it's really important to understand, like I said, what your beliefs are and the patterns that you go through so that you can understand what's serving you and what's not. Okay, does that make sense so far? Just let me know. So, when it comes to alignment, what we're talking about really is making sure that you are at a frequency or a vibrational set point that matches the experience that you want to manifest. So there are different ways that that can happen. But basically, what it means in practical terms is that you have the thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions of the person who has already manifested it. So, hopefully, this helps to make more sense of what I said yesterday around you don't manifest what you want, you manifest a reflection of who you are being. So, when we talk about getting into alignment with something, that's what we mean. We mean that you need to have the thoughts, the emotions, the beliefs, and the actions of the person for whom that manifestation is normal. It is just their state of being, whether that's an income level, a relationship, a home, whatever. So that's what alignment means and the pieces that make up alignment. So when you hear somebody talking about alignment, when you hear somebody talking about their energetic set point or raising your vibration or any of those things, that's how all of that fits together. But the point to take away from all of it is that in order to be able to attract something, you have to consistently be having the thoughts, believe what you would believe, feel what you will feel, and act as you would act as the person who already has that. So there's those 4 component parts to it. Now, a lot of people kind of come a little bit unstuck when it comes to manifestation because they don't pay attention to those 4 pieces. They don't do the work to understand their deeper beliefs, maybe they just try and change their conscious thoughts, but remember, your conscious thoughts are only the tip of the iceberg about what's going on inside of your mind. They don't do the work to look at those beliefs and the patterns that are created from those beliefs. Sometimes, and a lot of people come to me, they've got themselves into a bit of a pickle trying to act as if. You might have heard of people saying this as well. Just do the things that you would do if if you knew that that manifestation was certain and it will then happen. A lot of people do this when it comes to spending money, for example, trying to make spend on something that they would do without getting the energy right behind it. So without getting the intention right behind it, without making sure they've got the right beliefs, there's nothing blocking them, there's nothing that would work counter to that. And then it doesn't work for them because they haven't paid attention to those other pieces. They haven't paid attention to their beliefs and to their emotions around having that thing, around living the life of that thing being their normal. And so actually the actions don't work, because the actions, that's like, I'm about to say the final bit, but it's not really, because it all, as I said yesterday, it all interplays together. But the action is only around 20% of the kind of piece of the success of manifestation. The rest of it is all the mindset and the energy work. So if you've tried any manifesting things in the past and it's not worked for you, then that could be the reason why, because actually all these pieces need to be aligned. All the alignment pieces need to be aligned in order for you to be able to attract what it is that you desire. And then, even then, it's really possible to block yourself from receiving it, or if you do receive it, sabotage it when you get it. But that's a conversation for another training that we're doing, but we will get there. We will get there. Are you all with me now when it comes to alignment? Has that helped to make it a little bit clearer? Yeah, wonderful. Okay. So moving on from that, we're looking at how you can break the habit of how. Now, this can be one of the most frustrating parts of the manifestation process. You know what you want. And let's go back. So yesterday I was talking, wasn't I, around if your income level is, let's say, currently 20,000 a year, but actually you want to increase it to that kind of multiple six-figure level. But you just can't see how you're going to do that, maybe. And this can be the same with anything. So oh gosh, when you just lose track of like time, about 6 years ago now, I decided that we needed to move house. This was just as I'd started my coaching business. It really wasn't going well in those early days, and that's a bit of an understatement. And so I wasn't really earning anything. We'd got a dog. My husband was on the cusp of being made redundant and starting his own business. But we had outgrown our home, and said to him, we need to move. We are just under each other's feet. It is just getting totally out of control here. And he said to me, I can't see how that's going to happen. And I said, no, neither can I, but I can't work out the how. So I'm just going to totally surrender that. And then I'm going to do everything that I know to do in order to allow that manifestation to happen. So I did the things, and I didn't know then as much about manifestation as I do now, but I did the things I knew to do. So I started decluttering, started with the cupboard under the stairs because it was total disaster. And I did a visualization every day as well. And I imagined myself driving, reversing onto the drive, getting the kids out the car after school, coming in, going into the kitchen, just like a really normal kind of domestic scene. And I visualized this over and over again for about 6 weeks. And then a totally random chain of events unfolded. And I'd gone to pick my husband up from work one lunchtime to take him. We had to do something with a car and an MOT. I don't fully remember what, but I knew that I had to go pick him up. And as he got in the car, he said to me, oh, there's a possibility of us being able to rent a 4-bedroom house. Do you want to go and look at it? And I was like, well, we can do, yeah. If you want to. What? He said, oh, it's somebody that I know. So anyway, we came and we looked at the house, we met the landlord here, and it was really beautiful. Absolutely loved it, loved the location, everything that we wanted. It had the space, it was great. And we're looking around, and the landlord sort of said to us, do you want it? And I very open and honestly said to him, yes, but one, we can't afford it. Two, on paper, we definitely can't afford it. And three, we have a dog, and most landlords don't like it if you have pets. Oh, we have a cat as well. They definitely don't like multiple pets. And he practically tripped over himself to take a huge amount off the rent, said, don't worry about the affordability checks. I know you. I'll just tell. And he didn't really know us that well. He knows my husband vaguely. So I'll just tell the estate agents not to do the affordability checks. Really don't care about the dog. When can you move in? Literally almost begging us to move in. And what's incredible is the layout of the house is exactly how I had imagined it. We still live here now, by the way. It's ours. We absolutely love it here. It is like the home just has this feeling, and everybody who comes to visitors always says, like, it just feels, there's something about it that just feels like a home. I don't know what it is. It has this really beautiful feel about it. So we shouldn't have been able to live here when we did. We were gifted this place a few years before we were really able to afford it. But that's the magic of when you let go of the how. It's like you let go of the how, you get into alignment with it, and the universe will literally trip over itself to help you to put all those pieces in place so that that manifestation can come to pass as soon as possible. But you have to be able to let go of the how, and this is why it's challenging to do that when you understand about your mindset, but more specifically about your beliefs. So remember what I said, that they were filtering the information that comes to you. So the beliefs that got you to the life that you're living now are not going to be the beliefs that are going to get you to the up-leveled life that you want to live. They've got you this far, they've served you, but actually when it comes to creating an elevation in life, you need to start to upgrade those beliefs. You need to start to believe different things about yourself, about what's possible for you, about how life works, how money works, how the universe works, and all of those things, and as well as what's safe for you as well. So your beliefs then, as you change them, as you up level them, they start to filter the information that you see differently. And what this does is it opens you up to receiving inspiration, ideas, guidance, intuitive hits, all of those things, so that the next aligned step becomes obvious that you need to take. So if we go back to my house example, I had started to change my beliefs around what was possible in terms of where we could live, and that we were always being guided and supported by the universe. And even if things look impossible, actually there's always a way for things to come to pass. I always believe that. Even if it looks like actually absolutely nothing is happening, I always believe that there is always things happening behind the scenes, outside of my awareness, that are working in my favor. So I had started to upgrade my belief system to believe that. And so that then opened me up to think, okay, I need to do this visualization around it. I need to do some decluttering. And then when the opportunity arose to come and look at this home, we took it, we came and had that conversation, but had it in such a way that actually we gave the landlord obviously confidence that even though I fully said that we couldn't afford it, if he dropped the rent, then we would pay. And obviously we always did, because we still he didn't chuck us out. So the beliefs that you have filter the information. So when you start to upgrade your beliefs, then you start to open yourself up to receive and to see ideas and opportunities that were probably already there. Now, what blows my mind is we had seen this house, we had been on Rightmove, we had looked at it like I don't know, probably 2 months before, and it was me, I'll hold my hands up, I said it to my husband, "It looks lovely, but we can't afford it." I actually said those words. I know better than to say those things now, that's why I'm whispering them, but I had said that, but I we'd had that idea. It had been there, but in upgrading my beliefs around what was possible and starting to think that actually, even though this looks impossible, I know there's a way that this can happen for us. So in doing that, it then, I guess it gave me the courage to have that conversation in a kind of like, well, I've got nothing to lose sort of a way, which then, like I said, led to him practically tripping over himself to say, please, can you move in? Let me hire a van. I'll come and get your stuff for you. Wasn't quite that helpful, although that would have been lovely. But you know, it had that sort of feel around it. And there have been many, many times when things have looked impossible and like they just weren't going to happen. And then all the pieces seem to come as if from nowhere and start to line up. And this is what happens when you let go of the how. There are an infinite number of ways in which what it is that you desire can manifest. And your job is to pay attention to the 80% of the mindset and the energy work. And then when the idea comes to you, when the inspiration happens, when you see the opportunity, when something is a coincidence or is a seems really it's a synchronicity. And I was about to say synchronous, there's no word. I was about to make one up. But when you have that moment of synchronicity, you take inspired action on it. You get into action. Now, if you've ever listened to Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, she talks about you literally have 5 seconds to move before your mind will kill it dead. And she says you should count backwards from 5 to 1. And by the time you get to 1, you have to physically move to do the thing, or your mind will kill it dead. And that again comes back to your ego, your self protection mechanism, wanting to keep you very firmly in the zone of what is familiar, regardless of how comfortable it is, because that is its job. That is what it's here to do. So when it comes to the how to break the habit of how, every time that I don't know how this is going to happen, it feels too big, it feels impossible, it feels unrealistic. That is your trigger point, if you like, to go back and break that cycle for yourself. Decide that you are the kind of person that gets to do the impossible, and then use one of the tools. There are many, many, many manifesting tools to help you get into alignment. So, get into the thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs of the person for whom what it is you're manifesting is normal. And this is where the manifesting tools come into their own. Because yes, we love to have a morning practice or an evening practice, but actually having a whole toolbox at your disposal so that when that doubt, that fear pops up, you know how to deal with it, you know how to realign yourself. And then when it pops up again, because it will, and it might be 5 hours later, it might be 5 minutes later, you know how to deal with it again. And again, that's not to say, right, that you have to be perfect and never have any feelings of doubt or fear or wonderings about how it's going to all come together. But it is about choosing to not sit in those energies for too long, but to do the work to let go of whatever it is that you need to let go of, process it fully, and then choose to move yourself up through the emotions, so you are raising your vibration. And again, you can do that incrementally. If you can just move up one emotion, then you are working to change your set point and to raise your frequency. Okay, is that clear, by the way? Does that help? So tomorrow, We're going to be talking about collapsing the timeline. I've got a really lovely guided visualization that I'm going to take you through. But I will also tomorrow as well, if you want, start to share some practices and tools and things that can help you. And somebody asked the question yesterday, I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is, or made the comment of saying they weren't sure kind of if they were doing the right things in the right order. And hopefully now you can start to see that actually it's really not about doing the right things at the right time. It really is about doing what you need in any individual moment that's going to support you in getting into alignment, as well as surrendering and opening you up to receive as well. Okay, so if we've got no questions for today, then we will leave it here. Like I said, whether you've been with me live or on the replay, as always, thank you for spending your time and energy with me. I have a really lovely, like I said, guided visualization tomorrow to take you through, which is going to help with collapsing the timeline so that you can speed up your real world results. And I'm going to be sharing with you tomorrow details about Manifest and Thrive, which is my signature program, which gives you everything that you need if you want to take this manifesting journey to the next level. Whether you're wanting to just do a self-study option or you want to join us for 12 months of live group coaching, which I know all the people who are in there right now absolutely love, because it gives you twice monthly touch points, because it's not really about knowing this information. Knowing it is really important. It's about how you implement it into your life, how you live it every single day. Because, as I said right at the beginning, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are being. So, if you want to manifest different things, you have to change who you are being. And changing who you are being is a process, and one that's so much easier when you have help, support, guidance, and an amazing community around you. Okay, so let me just answer this question and then we will pop off. I've not had a look at things you suggested. Is it okay to try this today? Yep, absolutely. Oh, I tried clicking on the videos, but it wouldn't open. Okay, drop me a message, Linda, and I will have a look. And yeah, drop me an email. Let me know. Were you looking on the replay page or were you looking in the membership site? Let me know and I will try and resolve this one. And yes, it's absolutely fine. And this is the thing, right? You can try things in any order. Like I said, we talk about it in a linear way because you have to be able to break it down. But the truth is, and when it comes to integrating this, sometimes it can be easier to do it in sections rather than feeling like you have to do everything all at once and becoming really overwhelmed with where to start. But as this becomes your natural and your normal, you will understand that it's all, like I said, it all just kind of weaves together. There is no beginning and end, there is no start and finish. So it really doesn't matter which bits you try first. It's about what resonates for you and what you feel intuitively is going to help you to create shifts and changes. So there is no you have to start here place. It's, like I said, we kind of explain it in a linear way, but start where feels right for you. Okay, my loves, we will leave it there. See you tomorrow and let's start collapsing the timeline. Okay, have a fabulous day.